Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. Today is a little bit of an exciting video, to be honest, that I'm gonna make. It's about the update regarding the Oasis. Now, if any one of you has watched my channel, you would have known that I've created 3 separate videos regarding the Oasis. Number 1 was about Mareva, which was a launch for 4 and 5 bedrooms back in 2023. The second one was about Palace and the address villas that were launched back in February of 2025. And then I made a separate video regarding Oasis in general. Now, this video is not meant to talk a lot about the Oasis or repeat myself from previous videos. So if you want to learn more about the Oasis in particular, then I will leave a link down below so you can watch that video. It goes in more detail regarding the Oasis community. But today I would just like more to talk about the actual updates that have occurred. And these are actually very, very big updates, particularly 3. The first one I'll talk about is regarding the newest launch of Mareva 1 and 2. Now, Mareva 1 and 2 were launched approximately 1 week ago. And to be totally fair, the launch was so hyped that I didn't even have time enough to make a YouTube video. I was basically just dealing with clients actually trying to book in the units because of how hyped this launch actually was. So these were 4, 5, and 6 bedrooms. Initially, Emaar decided to launch Mareva 1 separately along with Mareva 2. However, that did not occur. Because of the sheer hype and because of the fact that they were receiving multiple expression of interest, Emaar actually decided to launch them both at the exact same time, with actually all of the allocations gone at this point of time. Now, why am I saying this? Well, this goes to show exactly the type of community that the Oasis is trying to bring to the market. Because I've already talked about in my previous video that Oasis isn't just any community, right? If you look at the villas of the Oasis, they literally tick every box that most end users actually want, which is big plots, big built up area, brand new villas with amazing facades. And Emaar is bringing this to life by literally, as already mentioned, ticking all the boxes. So when you have all of these demands that end users really want, then typically on handover, the demand is going to surge. And because of that, the prices are going to increase. Now, that brings me to my second point of the fact that Emaar first had 7,000 villas when they launched this community back in 2023 of September. However, now they've actually decided to lower it to 3,100, and this was last year, just prior to Palace and Address Villas launching, which also gave it a lot of hype because you have to think it's a 100 million square foot community, and you're lowering the amount of villas by a lot. 3,900 villas less, right? So it was 3,100, and because of this, you're giving more space, bigger plot sizes to a lot of the end users, and by more space, you're also allowing for more, community engagement, for people to actually walk around, more free space, if you will, not just clumped up villas right next to each other. So it also gives more spacing and a lot more privacy and a lot more exclusivity. However, now, before the launch of Mareva 1 and 2, they've actually lowered it yet again to 2,600 villas. Now, if this community wasn't already talked about enough just because of the amount of villas that they had, this yet again is going to break the market. They have now lowered it by more 500 villas, which yet again, guys, means a lot more exclusivity, a lot more free space, and a lot more amenities inside of the community that the end users can actually enjoy once the community is handed over. So yet again, very, very big update regarding that. Third thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that one villa in Oasis has actually been finished, which is a 5-bedroom Mareva, because a lot of people are wondering what these villas will actually look like on handover, and Emaar has actually done their job and finished one villa in particular, which they have shown to, well, everybody online, and I will also show a glimpse of what that looks like right here on the screen so you guys can take a look at it. This is particularly a 5-bed, and we can actually take a look at the facade, how big the build-up area actually is. We can even see a glimpse of the elevator, the terrace, and the actual quality that Emaar is putting into it. So now it's not just everything that you see on brochures and renders. Now we can properly take a look at what the villas are going to look like, how we can analyze what they will look like, and even how realistic are the brochures to the quality that Emaar has actually put in. Because a lot of times, brochures just don't look like the exact final product, which is also a very big, problem for a lot of developers, because how else are you going to build credibility in the market? But as we know, Emaar is literally the biggest developer, not only in UAE, but practically in all of Asia and even around the world. They have multiple communities. They are essentially the backbone of Dubai. They have really made it what Dubai is today, obviously with the Burj Khalifa as their most notable building. And although I said there's 3 points, there's also one last point that I would just like to touch on before I end this video as an update. This is not real confirmation yet. However, this is very, very likely And there's only 2 clusters left going to be remaining inside of the Oasis, one of which might be launched in the beginning of 2026, let's say February, even March, let's say. And one of these expected launches, yet again guys, it's not exactly confirmed, but we have seen it in multiple communities like Dubai Hills Estate, where they actually launched plots as one of their last ever launches, which could be very, very big. As we know, plots are also known to be even better than villas as investments, because when you're building custom homes, these can actually surge through the roof because of how much quality a person or an investor that buys the plots can actually customize their own home. And even for a lot of end users, if you don't necessarily like the 4-bedroom facade, the 5-bedroom, if you don't prefer the contemporary chamfered or even the classical style, you can make it your own, which yet again is going to increase a lot of demand for these people, and especially for the ultra high net worth individuals, particularly those that missed out on plots in Dubai Hills or even Emirates Hills that are practically not even existing anymore. Of course, there are some plots available in Dubai Hills, but the prices, if you guys go to DXB Interact, we'll actually check that the prices have absolutely gone through the roof, just because of the sheer demand that people actually want these plots, especially in good established communities. So definitely once the community hands over, the plots are definitely, if they do decide to release, which might be most likely, could also surge through the roof 100%. So this was just a little bit regarding the updates about Oasis, since I think it's one that definitely needs to be talked about more on YouTube, and also giving you guys the updates, since you guys know that I've been very, bullish about this community for a while. So if you guys would like some more information regarding the Oasis, or just wants to schedule a call with me regarding anything in Dubai real estate, or it could also just be about Oasis, I have included a link to my Calendly down below, so it's very easy to navigate. You just click on the link and you will check a time, whichever works best for the both of us. We'll go on the call and we can talk further about it. And of course, if you guys have any other questions that might not even be related to real estate, then you guys can just navigate my WhatsApp. It's also down below, but preferably if you want a preferred meeting, then the Calendly is the best way to navigate it. And without further ado guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and without further ado, see you in the next one. Bye bye.